Next, I will move to resistance to change and how to overcome it. So our ego are fragile and we often see change as threatening. One recent study showed that even when employees are shown data that suggest they need to change, they latch onto whatever data they can find that suggests they're okay and they don't need to change. And employees who have negative feelings about a change caused by not thinking about it, increasing their use of sick time and quitting. So resistance to change not only impact to individuals, but also impact to the organizations. First, we will find the reason that impact to individual. First, there are 5 resources. First is habit, security, economic factors, and fear of the unknowns. So first is the habit. To cope with life complexity, we rely on habit or program response. But when confronted with change, this tendency to respond in our custom ways become a source of resistance. Second is the security. People with a high need of security are likely to resist change, but because it threatens their feeling of safety. For the economic factors, change in job tax or established work routine can arouse economic fears if people are concerned that they won't be able to perform a new task or routine to their previous standards, especially when pay is closely tied to productivity. For the fear of the unknown, change substitute ambiguity and uncertainty for the unknown. For the selective information processing, individuals are guilty of selectively processing information in order to keep their perception intact. They hear what they want to hear and they ignore information that challenges the world they create. For the organization, it also includes 5 parts: structural inertia, limited focus of change; group inertia, threaten to appetite; and the last one is threat to established power relationship. So first, for the structural inertia, organizations have built-in mechanism such as their selection processes and formalized regulation to produce stability. When an organization is confronted with change, this structural inertia acts as a counterbalance to sustain stability. For the limited focus of change, organization consists of a number of interdependent subsystems. One can be changed without affecting of the others, so limited change in subsystems tend to be nullified by the larger system. For the group inertia, even if individuals want to change their behavior, group norm may act as constraint. Threat to expertise is the fourth one. Change in organizational patterns may threaten the expertise of specialized groups. The last one is threat to establish power relationship. So any redistribution of decision-making authority can threaten long-established power relationship within the organization. Next, I will move to how to overcome a resistance of change. So first is the education and communication. Communicating is the logic of change can reduce employee resistance on 2 levels. First, it finds the effect of misinformation and poor communication. If employees receive the full facts that clear up misunderstandings, resistance should subside. Second, communication can help sell the need of change and by packaging it properly. Formal change information section decrease employee anxiety about the change while providing high quality information about the change, increased commitment to it. Second is the participation. So it's difficult to resist a change decision in which we are participated. Assuming participants have the expertise to make a meaningful contribution. Their involvement can reduce resistance, obtain commitment, and increase the quality of change decision. However, a change disadvantages are the negatives. Potential for poor solution and great consumption of time. The third one is building support and commitment. So when employees' fear and anxiety are high, counseling and therapy, new skill training, or a short paid leave of absence may be facilitate adjustment. When manager or employees have low emotional commitment to change, they favor the status quo and resist it. Employees are also more accepting of change when they are committed to the organization as a whole. So, firing up employees and emphasizing their commitment to the organization overall can also help them emotionally commit to the change rather than embrace the status quo. The fourth is developing the positive relationship. People are more willing to accept change if they trust the manager implementing them. Those who had a more positive relationship with their supervisor and who felt that the work environment support development were much more positive about the change process. Individuals who were disappointingly resistant to change felt more positive about the change if they trust the change to urgent. One way organization can minimize negative impact is to make sure change is implemented fairly. Procedural fairness is especially important when employees perceive an outcome as negative, so it's crucial that employees see the reason for the change and perceive it implementation as consistent and fair. Another way is manipulation and cooptation. Manipulation refers to convert, influence, at times make them more attractive, withholding information and creating false rumors to get employees to accept change are all examples of manipulation. If management threatens to close a manufacturing plant whose employees are resisting an across-the-board pay cut, and if the threat is utterly untrue, management is using manipulation. For the cooptation is on the other hand, combines manipulation and participation. Both manipulation and cooptation are relative inexpensive way to gain the support of adversaries, but they can backfire if the targets become aware they are being tricked or used. Next is selecting people who accept change. So the ability to easily accept and adapt to change is related to personality. Some people simply have more positive attitude about change than others. Such individuals are open to experience, take a positive attitude to avoid change, are willing to take risks, and are flexible in their behavior. Individuals with higher in general mental ability are also better able to learn and adapt to change in the workplace. Besides selecting individuals who are willing to accept change, it is also possible to select teams that are more adaptable. Teams that are strongly motivated by learning about and mastering tasks are better to adapt the changing environments. It may be necessary to consider not just individual motivation, but also group motivation when trying to implement change. Last of the list is coercion, the application of direct threats force the resistor. If management really is determined to close a manufacturing plant whose employees don't agree to pay a cut, the company is use coercion. The advantages and drawbacks of coercion are approximately the same as manipulation and cooptation, but um, this is not recommended for the manager to use to resist change for their employees.